Hey, everybody. Tammy Roberts. I see Teresa Jukovic, the Purring Lady, and Leanne at Mennonite Farmhouse. How are you all today? I thank you, Leanne. Remember to smash the like button. We're waiting for JJ to finish his work day. Can you all hear me okay? I just got up from a delightful nap and I could probably still be sleeping. And I went to find my other earring. I have my one, two, three, four earrings that I had a cuff on this year for round 5, and it fell off on my on my little pillow there. So we're gonna wait for just a second for Mr. JJ. Hi, Rhonda. Thank you for the affirmative. You can hear me. Um, And Teresa, no problem if you have family from out of state. I'm glad you have company today. That's a nice surprise. And I hope you're all doing well at where you are over there on the East Coast. And the praying lady just got her port and is getting ready to start chemo. So I hope you're doing really well. Hey Janet, how you doing? I saw your post today. Looking good. Those flowers there in Texas are just blooming like crazy. It's that way here too in California. It is phenomenally beautiful right now. In fact, I went outside just now to check the strawberries I got yesterday and my roses. I'm looking outside. I must have on 2 bushes right now. I must have at least 40 beautiful blooms on a yellow rose and a white rose. Just loving it. There's JJ. We'll add him to the stage. Should we let him in? I'm kidding. Oh, Rhonda, I wish you could sleep too, because I'm here to tell you. He's going to get up and go get some water. Hey, everybody, make sure you're hydrated. Huh. Rhonda, I'm really sorry you can't sleep, though. I do want to thank everybody who's here, and then I also want to thank everybody who's here and not chatting. I know we have quite a few people who do that. And if you're coming in later, thanks for coming back and enjoying the rebroadcast. Okay, yeah. The praying lady was telling us it hurt, but she's good now. And chemo Tuesday. So that means that you and I will be getting chemo on the same days. So don't feel bad. Send me an email if you want to. And let's see. It's up to your plastic surgeon. Hopefully they'll say okay. And I'm glad that you're healing. I hope you're healing well from your mastectomy. You're gonna do this. You are gonna do this. So like, I'll quickly tell you guys like my side effects over the past couple of weeks. So if you haven't been here before, welcome in. I am going through treatment for stage 4 colon cancer, and this is my 5th round of chemotherapy. And I'm sorry, JJ, did you have anything?
Nope, I'm just trying to move around and.
Okay, I just want to be sure. This is my 5th round of chemotherapy. This is an infusion-based chemotherapy, and it's with some drugs called Avastin, which is a biologic, and Folfiri, which is 3 other drugs. One of them being fluorouracil, which is 5-FU, and that's a pretty common drug for people with colon cancer as well as other colorectal cancers, and then like I think lung cancer patients also take it. Yeah, do you like that living room, Leanne? We wish. We do have a piano, but it's an upright. It's delightful though. We love our upright piano. So let's see, I went through round 5 and I got disconnected from my pump last Thursday. And it's been going pretty good. We've had a few challenges on unpredictability, so I just kind of stick around the house. The steroids that they give me do continue to keep me up the first night. They give me 24 milligrams, I think it is. I think it's milligrams of a steroid on the day that I get all of my infusion, which also that takes about 5.5 to 6 hours just to do the infusion part. And that's a lot of steroids at one time, and I'm not used to them. So it keeps me up all night the first night, and I just try and relax as much as I can. And then I take 4 milligrams for the 2 days following that, just orally. And they keep me awake and they give me a lot of energy. But anyway, it all ends up working in the end. And so I got a lot of, I've started some like weeding and stuff like that. We've done gardening. It's absolutely gorgeous right now here. It's been in the 70s and 80s in Northern California. Great weather and really good gardening weather. It's also good weed growing weather. And I'm not talking about the wacky weed, the devil's salad. No, I'm not. I am talking about weeds that grow in your garden where you don't want them. So we're working on those. And purring lady, I take, they give me 24 milligrams, I think, on the Tuesdays, and then 4 milligrams on Wednesday and 4 milligrams on Thursday. And the 4 milligrams is just quite enough. Thank you very much. But they do help, I guess, with some of the side effects. And I'm not really going to question what the doctors do or say, because so far most of what they're giving me has been tolerated really well, better than I expected in many cases. But I am getting super tired today. Like I'm going to say bone weary. JJ, have I been kind of acting tired today, or is that just how I feel inside?
I don't know. I'm too tired to keep track.
Poor JJ. We've been watching basketball. If any of you watch basketball, we do not have a team in the playoffs, but we have been watching. And
watch the Denver Clippers series. Watch the Denver Clippers series. That is an amazing series. I think that each game has been decided by like two to 3 point. It's been a really good series. So want to watch that series for sure.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch. I mean, I'm not all into watching sports all the time, but these playoffs have been good. The game we watched last night was LA Lakers and Minnesota Timberwolves, was it?
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe it. I can't believe I remember that. And they were like, LA was ahead, and then they got real close there at the end, and LA won. The name of my steroid is. I'm going to let JJ talk to you for a second, and I will tell you.
It starts with like Menno or something.
No.
Oh,
no,
not that
that's
one.
the anti-nausea. I don't know if I can
I don't know. I can't keep track of them.
I wanted to make you big. I wanted to bigify you. No, it's not working. Sorry. I don't know why it's not doing that. Anyway, oh, there we go. Okay, I'm going to go find the name of that steroid.
So while she's going to find her name of her steroid, how's everybody doing? I just got off work 9 minutes ago, so I get to continue on here. Yes, I do need a shave, but I don't want to. So there she is. She's back. So there she is.
You always have something to say when there's nobody there. It is dexamethasone, and it says here generic for something called Neo-Fordex. So dexamethasone 4 milligrams is what they give me, and I'm here to tell you. I mean, you got to take it with food or milk. I love being able to take it with milk, but I've been eating it with scrambled eggs. And yeah, it'll keep you awake though, I'll tell you.
It puts me out sometimes too, Leanne, because it's boring. But that series is very good. It's a really good series.
Oh, okay. Oh, Rhonda takes a steroid for COPD. Yeah, I know people who have asthma, and they take prednisone, I think, for that. Although my friend a good friend that I have who takes it, she said that her doctor is kind of weaning her off of steroids. I think they're kind of getting people off of drugs altogether. But living in the valley with all of the pollen and all of the triggers for people with asthma, I feel really bad for her. I really do.
Oh, I
Um,
definitely wouldn't be on here without my allergy
allergy.
meds. I would not be here right now. I would be over in my chair or something, just dying basically.
Yeah, it's been really nice. Who has the commute? I missed something. She must be talking about JJ walking all the way over to
Yes,
this.
my commute from work to here was about 11 inches.
Did you have a traffic jam with the dogs in the hallway?
I did.
That's always my
I had to scoot
funny.
over this way, so that's where the 11 inches came in to get in the middle of this particular, because I have two cameras, one for work and one for home, so I have to move over for this one.
That's tough. Life is tough. So Purring Lady's gonna go see what she's been taking. I want to say that I had the prednisone kind of drug the last time I did this, but they don't give me prednisone when I just do the 5FU oral medication. I'm not sure why. So it must have something to do with the other medications that they give me.
Also, Purring Lady has her
Hmm.
pre chemo.
Oh, wow. Okay, you'll have 10 milligrams of dexamethasone. Well, if you like to read, get yourself a really good book. If you like to crochet, get yourself some yarn. Or I just decided that I would go to bed and I just try and hey Rebecca, Suburban Hillbilly, welcome in. I just try and lay down and relax. I've been listening to audiobooks on Audible lately, and I find that that's kind of relaxing, and I just try and close my eyes and chill, and it has been helpful. Yes, they're going to give you Zofran. They give me that, and the Benadryl and the Pepsid, and all of. Thank you, JJ, for putting these things up. Now, Zofran, keeps your nausea down, and it's incredibly effective. I have to say, and I'm going to knock on wood, in all of the infusions that I've gone through and everything I've seen, and there's usually a room of people. The only time I've ever seen anybody nauseous was actually just about 3 weeks ago, and the lady came in nauseous. So she was already struggling with it, and she didn't have the kind of infusion that I get, but she struggled with it, but she made it through. And so the medicines that they give you pre chemo itself are effective. The Benadryl, like as soon as they're done administering the Benadryl, I just feel like a drooler, and I end up taking a nap for anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours at the most. Then I wake up and just kind of chill. And the Pepsid will also keep you from getting that upset stomach. But I do find those, yeah, Janet, that's a lot of antihistamines. It is. But they're so helpful not to feel sick. And I think it's important. It preserves how you feel, it preserves your dignity in front of a lot of people. And it more than likely makes the nurses' jobs a whole lot easier not to have a bunch of people in there feeling sick. Um, I also get, I'm also getting, there's one other drug I get. It's an anti diarrheal type of medicine. And I had to ask for a breakthrough on that the last time. So it got to me on one occasion, And I told the nurse I had to go to the bathroom really bad. So I went to the restroom and then I came back. And she said that I can always ask for 2 breakthroughs when I'm in my particular session because the iridican that they give me gives you it upsets your gastric area really bad. So I'm glad I know that. And I love the fact that you named your port Bob. I like that a lot. Herbert Birdsfoot, meet Bob. Bob, meet Herbert Birdsfoot. It's fun to have it named. And you guys, JJ, have we watched What About Bob? I'm
Oh
sure
yeah.
we did. We're gonna watch that in your honor. That sounds funny because I really like Bill Murray and I love Bob.
I've never seen that movie, That in Your Honor. I'm just saying, I haven't.
Have we seen What About Bob?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't tease me. I'm gonna take you seriously. And then
You said That in Your Honor. I said I've never seen that movie, That in Your Honor.
Leanne hasn't seen it either. Okay, we're gonna go watch that movie. It's probably one of the movies we're gonna be going through, and that's one of the things I've been working on is purging from the house. And we've decided that we must have over 100 DVDs in this one cabinet that we have, and we watch the same 25 movies over and over. Like we revisit old favorite movies, or we take them camping. If it's raining or too windy to go outside or something, we'll pop in a movie, and that's it. Big Mama Jane, hello. Oh wow. Okay. Pretty nervous. You're gonna get a resection. Um, I have to say that I hope you get the same experience that I had. Well, it isn't, the most pleasant thing in the world. It's also not the last. It's not horrible, horrible, horrible. Make sure that they're going to give you this. They're going to give you this girdle thing to wear when you're done. Keep that bad boy on 24/7. Except obviously when you can start showering and stuff. It really helps to keep your stomach feeling intact, if that makes sense, when you get in and out of bed. And getting in and out of bed is going to probably that was one of my first challenges, I'd say.
That was probably the worst challenge, I think, for you.
I think so.
Afterward, because I don't know if they're using the Da Vinci and all this stuff, but you had you had incisions and stuff. So
that's what I was going to ask, Big Mama Jane. Did you, by any chance, did they tell you what the surgery looks like? Because in mine, they used a machine called a Da Vinci, which is it's sort of like a robotic. Help me, JJ, with what it's called. Laparoscopic machine.
Yeah.
And so it puts like 5, I think it had 5 arms, 5 fingers that went into my body, teeny incisions, really teeny incisions. You guys like my Easter fingers? The birdie says, you know what, Cancer?
Squirrel.
I had to say it. Okay, Big Mama Jane, we also have a high bed, and it was helpful to have a high bed. So that's a good thing. Because I would put my leg from the center of the bed over the leg on the outside of the bed and then use my arms to lift me up. And it was really much easier to get out of bed that way. And I kind of got into bed the same way. So you'll be pretty tender there for probably, I was tender for about 2 to 3 weeks. Did they restrict your diet? Because I couldn't have any meat. I couldn't have anything with seeds. I couldn't have anything with skins. I couldn't have anything raw. So I ate a lot of like broth. I had, I'm not a big Jell-O fan, and I don't have to have sweets unless I'm on steroids, and then I crave them. Oh, Mennonite Farmhouse, yes. I am not a doctor. I am sharing my experience. Thank you very much. I did put that disclaimer in my description earlier, too.
Thank you, Leanne.
Thank you, Leanne, very much. And yes, I am a stage 4 colon cancer patient in America. I am not a medical professional, but I'm glad that you're having the same thing that I'm doing. So you're going to get that. I had another small incision where they took out the part of my colon that had to come out of my body. And so it ended up being like 11 centimeters, about I think 8 inches that they took out of mine. And what you having, JJ? Is that a black cherry?
No, it's vanilla cream.
Oh,
So it's like what is it?
cream soda.
Cream soda, yeah.
Yeah. JJ has his bougie California sodas there. Are those the Henry
They're Henry
Weinhard's?
Weinhardt's. Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
And hello, Mitzi. Hello. Yes. So bone broth, liquids. I was also able to have mashed potatoes. So I have these things called super cubes, and I made a boatload of mashed potatoes and mashed sweet potatoes, and I froze 1 cup cubes, and then I just nuked them up, or JJ would nuke them up for me and bring them to me, and those were really super good. I didn't have any milk or anything like that either that I
Yeah, because
recall.
you had to go through at the beginning, you can only have liquids and stuff like that. And then you can work up to like um, mashed potatoes or sweet potatoes or whatever, something that's kind of mushy. But um, it was quite a while before you could eat anything meat or any of like the broccolis or cauliflowers or those,
Oh, that's
right?
right.
Those
Brassicas I
were,
had to stay away from.
yeah, the brassicas were no good for a while. And it was kind of interesting. I mean, it was
I
like,
didn't starve.
no, you didn't starve,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like, you had to work around what you were able to eat and try to get creative in there.
But I like soup. And I like with split pea soup, I don't have to have ham in it. It doesn't bother me to eat it just like in a vegetarian way. So I just made I made things like split pea soup, and it didn't have seeds in it or skins. So it was really good. And yes, having a supportive spouse, having a supportive husband, friend, mother, child, anybody in your life that can help you is an absolute godsend. And you should say a prayer of thanks if you have that. Um, and I've never heard of birch beer. Oops. I've never heard of birch beer. So Big Mama Jean, okay. Oh wow. Okay, that'll be interesting. Well, I'll be saying a prayer for you. Um, so you're gonna have that done on Cinco de Mayo. No tacos for you that day. I'm making light of it for you. But I think I hope you do very well. And if they already know you're having a resection, I think that's wonderful for you, because before I went in for my surgery, we didn't have, remember, JJ, the surgeon wasn't sure if I would have a resection or if I would come out with an ostomy. She had no clue. She
Yeah,
said,
she
"When
didn't know.
we won't know till you wake up." And had I had to have an ostomy, well, I mean, that just would be my life now, but it's still life saving, so it would have been okay. But I'm glad I'm all in one piece. And it does change the way your body processes food. So after, for me, afterwards, I stuck close to the house quite a bit until I knew how my body processed eating and things like that, because it changed it a lot in my case. And I'm somewhat used to it now. I still won't go out to lunch with a friend. Hi, Tammy. And have a salad. I won't do it. I won't go out to dinner. Well, I take that back. We went out to dinner a few weeks ago, and I had a Caesar salad with my dinner, and I did okay with it. So, bam, bam, bam. Okay, so the New England thing. Okay. Oh, so is it sort of like sarsaparilla? And Lori, the old school Catholic, understands, huh? Hey, Lori. That's a New England thing. I like that. Okay, now somebody else, somebody. Lost a dear friend. I'm reading this because it's actually also, you guys, this goes on to a podcast that can be listened to in the car or something later. So I like to read the comments and make sure that people know. And so this comment is from Suburban Hillbilly. We lost a dear friend to cancer, and she thinks that he would have lived if his treatment hadn't been repeatedly delayed. Oh, because people kept getting COVID in his house and he had to quarantine each time. Oh my goodness. You
It's
know,
already bad enough, to try to get in to get some of this stuff done.
it
Let
is.
alone get pushed and pushed and pushed.
It is.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah. Because you can't go out in front of other patients and stuff, right? That I got my port installed right before our hospital closed down. I had the very last surgery to have a port installed. The first when I got mine done in 2020. Was it 19, JJ? I think it
Your
was
port, I think it was 19.
it was 2019. Whenever,
Oh, no, no,
well,
no, no. It was 2020. Yep, it was 2020.
because
It
I had
was
used the
you.
other.
You had it installed like the end of February, right in March, somewhere right in there, right when just before everything was shutting down. I mean, so it must have been March
Mhm.
of 2020.
And then, so had I not had that done, that was the only course of treatment that they knew of, because that's when it had gone from stage 2 to stage 4. And so I was really thankful that I was able to get it done. And then also, a friend of mine had been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer right around the same time. It was a female friend, and her drug was in short supply because of COVID, and her treatment was delayed, and then it was delayed to start, and then there was an interruption during the course of her treatment, and sadly, and her name was Liz, may you rest in peace, she passed away, and it was devastating for all of us, because actually she was early stage and it was super preventable, but they didn't have an alternative therapy for her, and the drug interruption was, it was just really bad. In fact, I should run over and say hi to her husband. I haven't seen him for a while. Oh my God, I had to travel about 20 minutes. I can't imagine
It
10
wasn't
minutes.
even 20 minutes. The hospital's like 15 minutes tops from our house. So
But with our bumpy roads,
with our bumpy roads, you might as well have been in the back 40.
our roads are horrible here, you guys. And I'm not talking about the highways, by the way. I'm talking about the city and the county streets. They are horrendous. Where are our taxpayer dollars going? That's all I want to know.
I
Not to
ask that
those.
daily.
Huh?
I ask that daily.
Not going there. Okay. Oh, you went to University of Michigan. Oh my God. Because are you in the UP, or is that somebody else who's in the UP? Upper Peninsula, Michigan, for those who don't know Michigan. Um, I'm really glad to know that you're able to go there. And Lori, that's Lori prepping from heaven. We're prepping for heaven, everybody. It's pothole season in Michigan. It's always pothole season here, and we don't even have that much rain. Okay, she is in the UP. That's awesome. Let's go ahead and do a little history lesson here. Birch beer was brewed, thank you, Leanne, at Mennonite Farmhouse by Pennsylvania Dutch Appalacha, y'all, settlers. It is from the birch tree. Huh. We have a lot of birch trees here. Wouldn't that be interesting if we could make it here, JJ? Do I want to try?
No, you
Hey,
don't.
Lori, now we know that name. Hi. Oh, Debbie. Hello, Debbie. Okay, too much junk talk. Let's start the info. Well, go ahead and feel free to ask me a specific question if you would. I've gone over my side effects this time from my last round have really been, I'd say, being really super tired. Um, my bones are really tired, and I definitely have a lot of word loss, like word recall loss, and it's getting really frustrating, to the point where I'm not an angry person by nature. I'm a pretty positive person, and I can get really frustrated to a point of just wanting to go scream into a pillow.
Oh,
So
here's a good one.
they told me, they
She was
told
expected to be
me,
gone right now, so
yeah.
I told her.
So
I told her
I'm
when she looks like she came out of a Vitamix that I'll cut it off, but God willing, it'll stay there.
I have a lot of really cute head wraps and scarves and silk scarves, and I have some silly wigs. I'm ready to go, but I am super happy that right now I have hair. I'm almost wondering what would have happened had I not gotten a short haircut, because my curl is back. It's getting pretty gray. You can't really see, but the color is fading from my niece colored my hair in January. And so it's kind of fading. It's not as brilliant burgundy red as it was, but I still have hair. It's falling out. I do see it coming out and I'm only using a comb. Um, every single night I get the head itchies really, really bad. And I was just telling JJ the other day, I could probably take a Benadryl for that and then just go to bed. But it may help to take a Benadryl. I'm not sure. I just don't want to take anything that makes me more tired because I'm so tired. As a matter of fact, JJ, we are not going to have that crock pot tri-tip, pork tri-tip tonight because I forgot to get it in the tri-tip before I took a nap. So we'll have it tomorrow. Let me see here.
So
So
hold on. Look at the thing that's up. Okay.
how long before I was able to move and be active after surgery? Well, my doctor made me get up and walk within 15 minutes of getting back to my hospital room. She put me on like Tylenol. JJ, do you think there was maybe a little codeine in that Tylenol? It couldn't have been just Tylenol that she put me on, because I mean I had all those.
I don't know, babe.
I don't know the answer to that part of the meds, but she didn't give me any of the really strong medication that
She may have had like Tylenol with codeine or something.
something like that.
But she didn't give it to you for very long. I know that for a fact.
Correct.
It may have been just to get through that first couple days.
First day or two. Yeah. Because when I came home, I was on acetaminophen.
Right.
Okay, so let me look here. But I was able to move right after, and then I would say, and then I had to walk every day. In fact, before I went home, and I went home 36 hours after surgery. Like literally, we got to the hospital at 6 a.m. on a Thursday, and we got home at the house. We were home by 6 p.m. on Friday. So all they required from me was that I pass gas and be able to urinate on my own. And at first they gave me a catheter. I couldn't feel it. So I wasn't even disconnected from the catheter till like Friday morning. But then I was able to use the restroom, and they just had me walking around the nurses' stations, and I was getting up every hour and walking. And was it fun? No, I was a little hunched over. I mean, it wasn't, like I was out running laps, but it wasn't so bad that that I couldn't do it. And I had that carrot dangling in front of me. I wanted to come home and recuperate at home because the hospitals are loud at night. But, if you have to stay an extra few days, do it for sure. What else about moving? Oh, and then I started doing, like, I don't have a huge house, but I started doing laps like from the bedroom to the dining room, and I would do like a figure eight, and I had a Fitbit at the time. And so I did like, 2,000, 2,500 steps for a couple of days, and I would up it by 500 steps. I was
most of
able,
it was around the house. It was just like running laps.
yeah.
and not
Yeah.
very long laps, like 20 step laps around the middle of our house. We have a wall that she could do laps around, go through the kitchen into the living room and dining room, and just
It's the
kind of go
wall we
around and
chase
around.
babies when we're playing hide and seek.
Yes, that's our racetrack when the littles are around.
So I did that, and then within a week, my doctor is just a few blocks from my house, not my surgeon, but my GP, and I wanted to surprise him and his staff. So my nieces came over, and we put leashes on the dogs, and I walked up or on my dog because at the time I only had Daisy Bell, and we actually walked to the doctor's office, and what is that, maybe a quarter mile to his office
Oh yeah,
as the crow flies. So
yeah.
we walked up there, and then I walked home, and that gave me the courage to start taking walks around the corner and stuff. I was lucky that the weather was decent, and I really believe that all of that movement and walking very much helped the healing process for me. So Praying Lady stayed overnight, but you were 10 hours from home. That kind of makes sense, right? They wouldn't want you to have to go back if there was a complication, I would imagine, if you're that far away. So I'm glad you were able to do that. And yes, hospitals are absolutely the worst place for sleep. If you've ever had to be in a hospital, just bear with it is what you do, I guess. And Big Mama Jane, if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. It's at Big Valley Living. I don't know if I can take myself down.
Yep, you can. And now you get to look at this mug.
At
There.
gmail.com.
I don't know how it did this, but we're side by side now.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it. Okay, so did Big Valley
All I
Living
did
at
was add you to the
gmail.com?
stage.
Did Big Valley Living show up by any chance?
No.
Okay.
Here, hold
So
on.
okay, so I'll say it again. Big Valley Living at gmail.com. I'm sorry I'm not technically savvy enough to throw my email address up there. I was trying to put it on my little doodad. Oh, there we go. Can't talk and type at the same time. Okay, there we go. So feel free to send me an email, Big Mama Jane. I'd love to know how you're doing when you're able to. Can you see that at the bottom, JJ, where it did say thanks for? No? Okay.
Nope.
Well, that's our email address. Thank you. Leanne just put it in the chat. So I'm going to go to Joy's question. Sorry, Joy. And then JJ, you have a question too. Joy, I'm going to try this. Is it Walette or Walette? Walette is waiting for information about chemo or immunotherapy because she's spoken with two separate surgeons because she has colorectal cancer. Oh, wow. That's a really big surgery. They're looking at removing your rectum and your bladder. So
My goodness.
would you have to be, you probably would have to have the bags. I'm sorry to hear that, but on the same token, I am glad that there's a way to save your life. I will say that. So you're waiting to hear about your chemo or immunotherapy if you have to do it. Immunotherapy wasn't an option for colon cancer when I got it. But apparently they are doing testing now and they're looking at being able to use that as a therapy. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it just because of what they've done and the stage that I'm at now.
Well, actually, that's one tool that would still be in the toolbox, but
As one of the last courses
it'd
of.
be one of the last things that they have available to them to try.
Right
So
now, if
hopefully
I
we never get there.
yeah, that's what I'm hoping. But right now, my maintenance therapy after I finish the 12 courses, the 12 sessions for this, will be Avastin would because it's not a chemotherapy, and that's what my doctor wants to use. But I have to watch my proteins in my urine because if my proteins get too high, he'll have to take me off of Avastin, which means I can never be on Avastin again. And I would rather have an maintenance therapy that is not chemo based if possible, just because the side effects would be so much for me, so much better. And I'll use this as an opportunity to remind everybody I am not a medical professional in any way. I am
Yeah, I've never
just
played one on TV. Never, nope. And then for coping, there's really no coping. It's knowing when to help and know when to not. Most of the time, I don't. It's like she's doing she goes through her things, and I'm here if she needs me for anything. But I don't impose my will or impede in any way. No, because that would just be that just I think that would be the quickest way to break her spirit is to be overbearing and not keeping her dignity as high on the list as anything.
yeah.
So
You don't have a bossy gene.
yeah, I mean, in coping, it's I take advantage when she's sleeping. That's my time. That's the me time. And when she's up, I try to, if she needs help, I try to help. If she doesn't, I leave her alone. And that's just really, I mean, that's how it's been the last, 8 years, 7 years. And I that won't change. So
I think it's better this time than the first round. I think the first round was so many unknowns for the two of us.
When you're first starting, you don't know what you're dealing with. You don't know how things are going to be. You don't know how somebody's going to react. You don't know.
And I had a change in personality, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there were some rocky times. I will tell you that for sure.
Yeah. I'd say that we
really
had many loud discussions the first 2 rounds, and we've had probably less than that many loud discussions for the last 3 all put together.
Like
because
California local roads, Rocky.
Normal. And what is one of the things that has helped us? What do you think? Going to a counselor.
Yeah, well, she's helped me for sure.
Yeah.
They backed you off. No, I'm just kidding.
We go to couples counseling and we go to individual counseling when we find it to be necessary. And fortunately, our employers have a program where we can see them for free 6 months, 6 times a year, 3 times for him, 3 times for me. And then our insurance also has the same, like I can go to the same person and just have a copay. And when we need to, we'll go every other week. And when we don't need to, we might skip a month and go back. In fact, we went a full 4 weeks this time, I think, didn't we? But it's time for me to go back and kind of catch her up and talk to her. And JJ's not feeling, we talked about this last night. So JJ wasn't feeling it necessary for him to go tomorrow. So I'm just going to go on my own. And I am able to drive right now too. I have days where I can't drive. I don't feel safe. And then days where I'm fine.
Yeah, and if she woke up tomorrow and said, I don't feel comfortable driving, well, I'll take the time off and I'll go with her. That's just how it works.
And you go to the grocery store with me. If I need, I wander through the grocery store when I'm in a state of fog. I'm going to call it the chemo brain fog. And at that point, I'll have him go in the store with me, just honestly, you guys, to keep me pointed in the right direction. Like, I'm here for some chicken. Why am I over in the macaroni aisle? I don't need to be in the macaroni aisle looking at products I've never
And
tried
if
or never will.
and if she asked me, "Hey, would you go to the store and get some chicken legs or whatever?" I would say, "Okay," and I would go to the store and get chicken legs. But it just doesn't work that way. We'll be
We do
out or
pretty good.
whatever.
We do
We'll
pretty
be
well.
out or whatever, and she'll want to stop at the grocery store, and then I'll stay out in the car because, of course, we're coming back from somewhere,
Yeah.
and or we'll have plants or something in the car. It can't get to be 100
Yesterday,
degrees in there.
yeah, we had strawberries. Okay, so let me see here. I want to make sure we capture all of that.
Yeah, Janet, I do understand but there is a line between a burden and it. I don't know that it's even really that it's that um, someone with a chronic severe illness is a burden. It's just a lot of times, um, especially at the beginning, you don't know how to cope with that, and you don't know how to handle it, and so it may feel like you're being a burden, but you're not necessarily being one. um, I know sometimes Michelle feels that way, and she'll
Oh
say,
yeah.
I'm just a burden. I'm like, no, this is just how it is. um, but yeah, I do understand how you could feel that way, but from the caregiver side, I don't really see it as a burden. I just see it as um, the new normal, right?
Well, and I feel too, I mean, this isn't to take
Because it's
away
just different.
from,
It's not a burden. It's just different. That's all.
and not to take away from the male perspective, but as females, I feel like we tend to be the caregivers. So it's hard to relinquish the caregiving and become the care receiver because we're just used to nurturing people and flat out.
Right, but that's also the part that everybody has to go through, and you still go through it after it's been years and years. You still go through this. You go through this stage where you're still dealing with those emotions and those feelings that you're the caregiver, and now you have to receive care, and it's just something that goes on and uh, re reinvents itself, right? As a
Yeah.
different thing and feeling and the way things are.
Yeah. And I want to go back to Big Mama Jane. I want to just let you know that, like, because she said that, I mean, she's gonna have like this major surgery, and because they might have to remove part of her sciatic nerve and take another nerve to
Oh
fix
my
it.
gosh.
That is a lot. I had a spot on my spine that actually they would not do surgery, and I had to do um ah
Radiation.
thank you, radiation and chemotherapy, and it moved the spot, and the spot ended up landing somewhere else, but they wouldn't go near it, and it was just touching the outer edge of my spine. So I'm going to say a prayer for you and for all of your medical team there because
Boy,
we
that's
need them to
frustrating.
have steady hands. But definitely I'd say listen to them because they're going to know. And my advice to you also is all these little questions that you might have, and even if it's something about getting out of bed, and even if it's something about food or anything at all, write them down in a little notebook and ask them when you're at the hospital, and ask your doctor. And then also, if you have a smartphone, ask your doctor if you can say the questions out loud and have them answer them like on a voice memo thing, because you're going to think you're catching everything when they're in the room, and I missed a lot. So being able to record my doctor when I have questions, I hear my question because I'm asking it out loud or JJ is asking it out loud. And then I hear the doctor respond, then I hear the follow-up questions and I hear his response from that. And it's been helpful the whole time. The whole time that we've been going through this. And I had my first surgery in November of 2017, and it is now just shy of May of 2025. I seriously did not expect to be alive at this point, but I'm very much alive, and I very much am not done. I've got lots of adventures. We have trees planted and plants planted and grandchildren and great nephews and nieces and family and friends, and I've got work that is very gratifying to me, and I'm not done living yet. So um, keep all those questions, keep being involved. Be involved. If you have a problem with one of your doctors, talk to your doctor. If you're not getting the right answers, talk to that doctor or one of their colleagues. And if you have to change doctors, I did change doctors. Now, it was early on, but I did seek another oncologist because the first oncologist was a numbers person. That's all that person was. I was nothing but a number to that doctor. And I was not about to be a number. I'm a human being. I have feelings. I have questions. And I am their customer. And I expected to be treated as such. Customer service is number one. And that lady had no business, in my opinion. She should have been a clinician somewhere. She'd have been really good at that. But she was not my style, not my type. So let me see. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get in on that, but that is the God's honest truth, you guys. Yeah, Lori, those doctors, you have to find one. You have to be your best advocate. Also, I'm going to tell you guys, wow, this hour's going by super fast. We went out Sunday, Easter Sunday. We went out for a Sunday drive, and we found such a beautiful place. And if you've watched my video where I'm at a lake in Washington, it's what I call my coming out video, where I actually talked about the fact that I had cancer. It was real quiet and peaceful, and I found a place like that not far from here. And I'm actually going to be making a video about um, understanding and accepting changes in your body and your mind and your emotions and everything else, because I have had so many changes that I recently have come finally to the realization that I have a lot of limitations that I never had before. And I actually want to talk about those and talk about how I deal with them in a positive way. So watch for that. Yes, amen, purring lady. That is the truth. And so yeah, I'm going to the river is where I'm going to be going. And I'll be putting that video out pretty soon because those videos are well received. And if you are somebody who watches our channel, please share them when you do get them, because it doesn't matter if you have cancer. We've got folks in here who have other chronic illnesses, and I'm hoping that it helps them too, because we just have to kind of support each other and be here to help each other. You know what I mean? But the body changes are huge, and those bring on emotional changes that I never expected because I'm really positive. But there are days where I just want, I think about it now and I want to cry. I just want to crawl away and cry. I'm telling you, it's just ugh. But I think we all go through that. We go through that with age. We go through that maybe with, you know, just stuff, just life in general, right? Maybe you hit your elbow or you have a bunion or something. I hear bunions are horrible and they can affect a person's life. Lori, some of us are just old. Yeah. Well, you know what? It beats the alternative, sister. So if nobody, I'm not seeing any questions. Okay, yeah. I bet purring lady, I bet it did. When I first had my surgery, I couldn't look at my scars unless I was in a mirror because I couldn't bend over enough to look. I had to use a mirror. But yes, but you know what? That'll be your new normal, right? And be proud of them, because without those scars, you may have lost your life. And that it's nothing is worth losing our lives if we can do something to save ourselves. You've got a lot of love and happiness and joy to share with people. And just keep that in mind. Those outweigh any scar that you look at. Any scar.
But those scars are all part of your story too.
Those are war wounds, sister.
That's
Man,
right.
those are your warrior wounds. Those are your warrior wounds. Last week at the end of our session, we started talking about toys and things we remember from our childhood. And, oh, okay, your husband won't show you the pictures. Well, but someday you may want to see those. And he took them. He did take them. And that it's nice that you possibly have that option at the end, you know? We're going to move real quick on to something real light here. So I did have somebody, thank you, Carrie.
Yeah.
Oh, candy cigarettes. Yeah, they're better than the real ones. So we'll start with the first thing I got. And that, okay, now let's see. Let's see if Michelle can do this. Present. This is an image. Go to my file. Hey, it worked. Okay, Bubble Yum. I got a picture of Bubble Yum. And do we all remember Bubble Yum? And then I remember this one. Okay, so I'm going to have to show it each time. Root Beer Barrows. I remember those. And Reed's Candy. They still make that. Hey, it's all working. This is fabulous. Oh, my other Bubble Yum isn't showing up. Here's another one that I had sent to me. Love's Baby Soft. Oh my gosh, that is so 70s and early 80s. It smelled like baby powder. It smelled so good and fresh. The wax candy, Suburban Hillbilly. I would rush through those. Those things would like sting your throat. The liquid in there. But I used to really enjoy taking the wax and make like fake wax teeth and stuff like that. It was just fun. Bubble tape. I don't remember bubble tape. Leanne's younger than us. Some of us folks in here. So we're going to give her some grace on that one. Oh, I wonder if those will show up. No. Okay. I'm looking at my different options here, you guys. Another video file here. Did anybody? Okay, someone said Barbie dolls. I had Malibu Barbie and Malibu Ken and Malibu. I'm trying to bring her up, but she's not coming up for me right now.
Yeah, and Pop Rocks, did you ever bite them in the dark? You could see them light up. Boop.
They did?
Yeah.
They did?
Yeah.
Did you ever put a Coke in your mouth with Pop Rocks? That was an explosion that nobody could ever take away from you. Okay, now. Oh, here we go.
Funny.
Here's another one. Aquanet. I had naturally curly hair. I never used, and I still don't use hairspray, but I felt so bad for all my friends that had to. They still make Aquanet, I believe. I did a little research on it today, and they said that it is definitely something. Okay, let's see if I can get this.
80s hair wouldn't have been the 80s hair without it.
There we go. Malibu Skipper. That is exactly like the doll I had. Same color. And then that's my Barbie right there with the blue. That was the Barbie I had. And we had a swimming pool for her. Oh, God, I used to love playing Barbies. I could play Barbies for hours. I need to take some of these down. And I'm going to go find a couple others that were fun to pull up. Does anybody remember color forms? Those were so fun. They were like vinyl, and there was a little scene, and then you could put these candies on them. Oh yeah, sugar babies. Was it sugar daddies? Oh my God, you did not.
Oh yeah.
Rebecca, you did not. You little torch.
Heck yeah, like blowtorch.
That's hilarious. Oh my God, you were a terror. I had no idea.
I can't
There's
tell
like
you all
a
my
Holly
secrets.
hobby. I love that little Holly hobby. And see those little pieces if you guys are too young to remember. So here they are, they're sitting there, and then you had all these little things you could just place there and then tell your little story while you were doing stuff. And I could play color forms for hours.
When you said sitting there, I thought, oh yeah, and then sitting there, and there they come. Do, 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 do.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
You're a boy, and you've watched Tommy Boy too many times. I'm going to ban you. Now, this is something my sister-in-law Carrie actually knew how much I loved Holly Hobby, and I actually have that. I have it right here. I keep pens and pencils. Yeah, I have colored pencils and things in mine, but Holly Hobby, I loved her. She was my friend. I also loved Little House on the Prairie, so anything like that. I felt bad for kids today because they don't have these kind of things where you just have to use your imagination. I've got a few other toys I want to show you. Sea monkeys! My cousins had sea monkeys. My mom wouldn't allow us.
And Lincoln Logs, yep.
Oh, Lincoln Logs.
Had to have a lot of them though to make anything of size.
Baby Chrissy, who had hair down to her hips, even though she was like 2 years old. She had plenty of teeth too. I like that doll. Strawberry Shortcake doll. Oh my God, you had it all, Leanne. Oh, Purring Lady had that lunchbox too. I had her in 2nd grade and I just loved it. Never had a Chatty Cathy, and I don't know anyone who did.
Hi, Angela.
Hey, Angela, how you doing? We're talking about toys. Here's another thing that my aunt, who was barely older than me, my aunt and I would play. Oh, it's not showing up. Darn it. We would play jacks forever and ever and ever. All day long after school, we would play jacks. Let me see if I can find.
Yep. Tinker Toys.
Tinker Toys were a blast. Lincoln Logs. Did you guys all play Legos too? Before they had these elaborate kits and you had to kind of come up with your own thing. My brother had a shell station. That was pretty fun. But my brother got this huge bag of Legos from one of our uncles. And it was massive. We could play Legos for days and days. So yeah, I'm not able, a few of the images that I downloaded, I am not able to do. So if I can, oh, that's why. Let me see if I can.
Tonka trucks, yep. My cousin and I played Tonka trucks for hours.
Tell them about the time that you tried to dig to China, for real.
Yeah, it was. It was a little bit after that, but yeah.
Okay, that's all the toys I can share because I can't bring up the image for my jacks or the inchworm.
Well, we should probably wrap this up there, dear.
I think we should. And yes, Tonka trucks are made of real metal. Yes, they are, ma'am. And I hope somebody out there has one to share with people. So, somebody got burned by one of the Easy Bake ovens. My mom would not let me have an Easy Bake oven, but my cousin had one. And I remember trying to make like a little cake in it. And I'm like, that's a light bulb. Are we really going to get a cake? And it was not tasty. I will say that. Daniel Blankenship, hey there. Chemistry sets with all the toxic chemicals. Remember those little tubes and you would put it on the end of a tiny little straw and you'd blow it and it would create this creepy, stinky balloon. I'm telling you what, I know we all got high from that when we were about 5 years old. That stuff was worse than airplane glue. Okay, Lori, my brother and I played with each other's toys as well. We used to really enjoy playing with each other's. He would play with my dolls, like he would be the daddy and he'd have his own doll, and I'd be a truck driver, which I ultimately became a truck driver, which is funny. But yeah, we used to play for hours and hours. So thank you very much. And I want to say to everybody in this chat who's dealing with their own issues, be it cancer or congestive heart failure or anything else you're going through, everybody just keep it on. And that's what we come here every other week to do. So we will be back 2 weeks from today at 4:00 our time. Thank you all.
Everybody keep on keeping on.
Everyone keep on. Now, when we come back the next time, let me go look at my calendar. Oh, criminy. Sorry. I want to look at my calendar, though. Where's the calendar, JJ? There it is.
I don't know.
I depend on you to help me.
I'm sure.
I depend on you to help me 2 weeks from now. So, Big Mama Jane will have had her surgery just a couple days before this. So I really do hope that everything goes well for you. And when you're feeling up to it, please let us know how you're doing. Shoot me an email if you want, and I'll let everyone know how you're doing if you can't come on the chat. But I really do hope that everything goes well. Praying lady, I hope they give you the okay to start your chemotherapy, because it's my understanding that, the sooner after surgery that they start it, the better. And I just hope everything goes well for everybody else who's dealing with some adversity. May 7th. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was May 5th. Oh, May 7th is our live. May 5th is Big Mama Jane's surgery. So everybody, thank you, Angela, for reminding us all. Everybody have a really great night. Thank you so much for coming in to visit and support us and each other. We can't thank you enough. And with each other, we're stronger, right? Just keep that in mind.
And remember, cowboys don't say goodbye. They say see you later. So see you later, everybody.
Be kind.